Greetings everyone, welcome back. It's Fleo and we have today's video for the rewards of game week 246. So I have a couple more lineups going into this week. I'll give a refresher, of course, of what lineups we have live at the end of the video. But let's just say it wasn't a stellar weekend for me nonetheless. I'm excited for next weekend that we have, of course, midweek match week. In game week 247 coming up, but then game week 248, I'm very, very excited for my lineups. With MLS starting, with just a couple people going here and where, and we'll see if we can upgrade our players with our rewards table. We can see our rewards. So what did we do today or this week? So this weekend we put together one under 23 limited lineup, and we can see here it finished with 27.62 points total. Not great whatsoever. Chu Sang Jun, Bakboard, and Jalving all did not compete in their slotted games. Now, of course, Paxton, the MLS season has not starting next weekend, so he didn't have a game. I just threw him in there because I didn't have anyone else. Whereas Levent Mercan, if that's how you say it, had a, what did I just do? Did have a game, finished with 26 points. So if we go to So Rare Data, we can see that those 26 points came off of a substitution where he came on for 11 minutes. Now, he is, I guess, playing a little bit more. Of course, the max he got was 45 minutes. Hopefully, he can pick up some minutes and maybe fill into a nice role for his team here. I won't even try to say the name, but he's a couple years, of course, very, very young. Maybe he has time to fill in. But with that being said, of the 7,958 people to register, I came in 7,354th. Not stellar. No rewards, of course. Now, who could I have started that was different in that sense? No one. Due to the fact that in the nature, no one else was under 23 that qualifies for limited. With that being said, I did mess up my common lineup, so we'll come back here in a moment. My common lineups, I had Allison, who had 65. He led in a goal but had an assist today. Nilsson, Fabinho, Ramos, and Dembele. Now, Dembele did not play. Fabinho did not play. I expected both of them to get at least a couple minutes, so I was a bit surprised there. Ramos didn't have a stellar showing, and Nilsson played fine. Nothing all too bad. We can see here. Midfielder, I could have started Skiri for 91 points here. And then instead of two forwards that I could have thrown in the mix were, let's see. I mean, Naby Keita could have gone in as one of the extra slots, and even Mbayo, one of my other pack pulls, could have gone in and done a bit better for me. So I, unfortunately, as you can see here, finished 84,294th out of the common pool of 104,000, meaning I did not fall in the top 50% of prize pools, meaning I will get a tier 2 common. Now, I don't really know if there's anyone of great value here. There's a couple people that are all right. I'm sure there's a couple of young people that maybe could be very nice in the future. Actually, Control F, rack. Yeah, Ivan Rakitic. So not necessarily a star player, but he is a guy that was one of my favorite players growing up. I'm a United fan, but I loved watching Barcelona. Of course, he's on Sevilla now, but I loved watching Barcelona, and I love Croatia. So I'm a big fan. Hopefully, I can pull him. Other than that, I'm sure there's also some nice pulls in here. Maybe a goalkeeper to add on to the lineup here. But we have our rewards for that, and then we'll see our lineups today. So if we go to rewards, we can see where we finished here. There was a couple people that finished really, really well. I think of the defenders, I had someone that was pretty high up here. Didn't start him, of course, but let's claim our reward. And we got, okay, so we got Mahmoud Dahoud. I apologize if I pronounced his name wrong. As a reward, 25-year-old midfielder. Let's look him up. Here we go. So honestly, not a bad pull. Plays 100% of Dortmund's games in the past 5 and over 70% of the last 40. His limited card costs $100. And as we can see here, it does take a little bit of time for your cards to refresh into the lineup builders. But I will be making a lineup builder for Game Week 248 in tomorrow's video, and by then I will likely maybe throw him in the lineup. We shall see, but he's been averaging 52 points over here, and we can see how his SO5 scores. Been playing very, very well lately when he's getting a lot of minutes. Didn't play all too much in this stretch. It was a bench player for a little bit here, but he seemed to have fallen into favor with a couple really, really good games and a couple not so great games. 29 points in 90 minutes or 29 points in 90 minutes is not necessarily spectacular. So a little hit or miss type player here. Maybe we can start him, get a couple of those nice games in for our lineup. But one thing you will notice here is I actually made another purchase just on bid for about $4 in building my USA lineup. I just threw people here and there in the lineup to see who we can start, where we can start, and I believe let's see. If I go to my lineups here, if I go to play, and then we go to my teams in 247. We can see that for the under 20 or the American League, only 2 players have a game this week, and I don't know if either of them will play. This is kind of the preemptive games prior to the actual MLS season starting, and of course, no games for anyone in my under 23 list. So this midweek competition on the limited tier, not expecting much. Maybe these two go crazy and get 200 points, and I somehow fall into the rewards tier. But what I would need to do for that is in the American division, I need to place in the top 200 of 2,000, so top 10-ish percent. But also, if I place top 3, there's a bunch of rewards, including Ethereum and stuff like that. So with that being said, that's my limited lineups, and of course my common lineups for this week. I need to place, once again, in top 50% for a tier 1 reward and top 10% for a star reward, which would be awesome. But my midweek team, I have Liverpool against Leeds. I have my only possible defender I've gone for a little while. Fabinho, Ramos, and Keita. I'm pretty sure besides Milner, these were my only possible lineups. So we shall see how I do with that. There are some great games today. If we go to FootMob, which I pulled it up for some of the games today, we have Chelsea versus Lille and Villarreal versus Juventus. Of course, these are not maybe the best matchups in the Champions League, but we have Champions League games. I'm a Bristol City fan for the championship, and they are competing against Coventry today. And a couple other games here and there. Tomorrow is also a nice slate of games with Man United, my favorite team, playing Atletico Madrid, and then Benfica playing Ajax. That's going to be a fun one to watch too. So, and a couple Prem games, you know it, but here we are with Liverpool versus Leeds. A whole bunch of people in this list, and as we can see in this list here, Liverpool second in the league, very close to the title race. They need to win out and beat City, and they win the title race. Whereas Leeds is 15th, struggling lately. I really hope Liverpool can mount together a nice performance. Expected lineup does not have Naby Keita in it, which honestly doesn't surprise me. He was just the only guy I could put in because Milner also isn't expecting to start. Fabinho is in there, and Alisson, of course. So that being said, I'm going to close out today's video. Our rewards for match week 246. Peace.